The Magic Vase by Fiona French. Once upon a time, a rich art dealer lived in a penthouse in the center of a big city. He bought and sold antique pots and vases, but he always kept the best ones for himself, until his collection was the second best in the world. One day, he heard that a very valuable vase had been found in the desert, and the dealer knew that if he could have this vase, his collection would be the best in the world. So he got into his car and drove hundreds of miles until he reached a small, dusty village. It was where he had been born. "Where is this vase?" the art dealer asked Maria the potter. He didn't waste time being polite. Maria saw that the art dealer had become a very greedy man. "Perhaps I can show you this vase," she said. "I will bring it to your motel tomorrow." That evening she made a magic vase. She called to the snake in the desert, "Come and help me show this man the value of all things." The snake came out of the sand and wound his coils around to make a vase shape. Maria covered his coils with white clay. She called to the bear on the mountain, "Help me show this man the value of all things." Instantly, the bear was a shape on the vase. She called to the birds, to the rabbit, and to the fishes, and they came to help too. All her powers of magic made the vase look so beautiful that the art dealer was completely tricked. He wanted the vase very much, but he was cunning. "Oh, this is not the vase I was looking for, but I'll give you a few dollars for it." "Ah, what a precious thing for my collection," said the dealer as he held the vase in his hands. Just then, it began to change. It grew brighter and became even richer. "This vase is more beautiful than your storage jar from ancient Egypt," whispered the fishes. "And it is more valuable than your porcelain bowl from China," whispered the rabbit. "It is richer than the golden samovar from Russia," cried the birds. "And rarer than the bronze cauldron from Samarkand," growled the bear. The snake hissed, "So, you will keep it in your penthouse and have the best collection in the world." "Yes, yes," said the dealer. "I will have the best collection in the world." "See," hissed the snake, "this vase is not worth a single cent." The snake uncoiled itself. "Your collection of vases only belongs to you during your lifetime, and when you are dead," said the snake, changing back to his real colors, "they will be auctioned away and belong to someone else, and after that to someone else and someone else." The snake dropped to the ground and wriggled away into the rocky canyons. "I've been tricked!" cried the art dealer. All the greed and anger poured out of his heart like liquid fire, and the memories of the hours in his life he had spent buying and selling the vases blew away like smoke into the desert. The art dealer went back to Maria. "You have taught me the value of things," he said sadly. "Now I have nothing left." "But you still have your wonderful collection," she answered. "And here is a small pot as a gift to add to it." The art dealer went back to his penthouse in the city a much wiser man. He looked at the vases and pots in a different way. He sold some and kept some and didn't even mind if one or two broke. To the art dealer himself, Maria's small gift from the village where he was born had made his collection the best in the world. We're going to be making a coil pot. When you were in preschool, you probably called coil snakes. So that'll go nicely with our story, but artists call them coils. This is a tool you'll need whenever you work with clay. This is how you cut it. And whenever you cut it, You have to remember then to close the plastic bag or it will harden up. Secure it, and then you're ready to go. Start by making a snowball. You can make it as round as you can. This is going to be the base of your pot, and we're going to bang on it with our fist, and when we get it down to the thickness that we want the bottom of our pot to be, it will take the roundness of the snowball. Now I'm going to score it, which just means make little cuts around the border where I'm going to stick the coil to the base. Just little scratches. And then get a little water and wet them. You can mix a little clay in with that water and make what's called slip. Then you're going to make a coil. Coil, it's important to know that you don't use your fingers, you use the palm of your hand. If you use your fingers, each finger will make a different lump. That can be very nice for another project, but for our coil, we want them smooth like a snake. So we're going to use the palm of our hand, and as you roll, you keep checking to see that it's an even thickness. You don't want to have a big fat middle or a big fat end. Keep rolling it. It goes from the middle out, and it keeps getting longer and longer and longer until you stop rolling. Now you've got your scoring on the base, and now you're going to start to put your coil into the shape of the pot. Remember, this is a snake winding around the pot, and you're going to secure it as you go. And when you get towards the end, you can decide whether you want to actually make this end into a snake. I can use my fingernail, or I can use a tool to put a mouth in. And if I just let go, it would fall down. So I have to figure out a way to make it stand up until it dries and hardens. I'm going to put a little wet tissue in there to hold it up. It'll dry in that position with the snake's head up in the air. And then I can work on it to get it to look more like a snake. Put some fangs in it. This is self-drying clay, so you could use a toothpick, little teeth in there. And voila, you have a snake pot for the collector.